What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, in today's video, I want to give you a quick update on what's happening with Render's price because it's been rallying a ton recently, and if it makes one specific move, this rally could get even better. And so with that said, I want to update you on what's going on there, what I'm expecting and seeing, and much more. So with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. Now, guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade some cryptos on up to 50 to 100x leverage, you can use the Marx link down in the description below. The coolest part is when you do sign up, you're not going to need to KYC, meaning you're not going to give them any of your personal information. You're just going to sign up and start trading some of your different cryptos such as Bitcoin, Solana, Jasmy, and much more on up to 100x leverage. And again, when you do sign up, you're going to get up to $10,000. So make sure you go take advantage of that down in the description below. Now, looking at Render. Okay, what is going on here? Well, over the last 2 months, we have been watching very closely this channel that Render's in. Of course, setting these highs and setting these lows, Render's been rather predictable in its price movement as it's trying to determine whether or not this is the bottom and whether or not it's going to try to make its move back up to what I think will be $5 to $10 one day. And of course, as it has been creating this, we have been logging that it has made a rather parallel channel. Now, as Render's price was sitting towards the top side of this channel, I told you all, look, you need to just be aware right now that if Render's price starts to fall to the downside, there's a chance that first we fall back towards $5.70-ish, and then secondly, if that collapses, we could fall as low as $4.70, and well, that's what has been happening recently. What we're seeing right now is that Render's price is currently now below the 50% threshold, trying to decide whether or not it's going to continue to the downside or if this is enough of a pullback and we're going to try to make a move to the upside. Now, how are you going to determine, how do we know that? How do we know Render's making that decision? Well, it's actually quite simple to see. What you can see is that we have the top side of our parallel channel, the bottom side of our parallel channel. We have a 25% threshold in between those two parallel lines. We have a 50% threshold in between those two parallel lines and a 75% threshold. And oftentimes when you're in a parallel channel like this, you will interact with these thresholds. It's just what happens. And what you can see here is that as Render's price came back down, it found a little support around this 50% threshold, lost it, came down to the 25% threshold, found some support there, and is now bounced back up towards the 50% threshold. And historically speaking, in moments like this, when you're retesting or back testing, right? Back testing is very important. When you're back testing a 50% threshold, it will determine what direction you go in next. Okay. And so what that means is that as Render's price is now determining whether or not it's going to be able to clear this 50% threshold, currently around $5.75, it is determining, okay, are we going to clear it and head back up towards the top side of this channel? Or are we going to get rejected by it, use this as a B correction, and continue back in the C direction? And so with that, and what that looks like is, of course, an A move to the downside, a B recovery, C correction. Okay, so it looks like A, B, C. This is not Elliott's wave theory. It's just an ABC three-wave correction. And so in a moment like this, what all of this means realistically is that this moment exactly for Render is going to very likely determine what direction it goes in for the next coming days, very likely the next coming weeks. If we can see Render get a daily close sat above, let's call it $5.75, and start making moves on top of this 50% threshold, there's a very good chance that we do start to try to revisit back up to the top side. There's a very good chance we try to use this as a higher low and try to break up towards a higher high, maybe even breaking out of this channel at some given point. But if Render's price does get rejected here, the likelihood is it's going to come back towards this 25% threshold, retest support, and if this support fails, we're likely heading right back in the direction of the bottom of this threshold, which is looking like $4.60. So the best thing that you can do right now, in my opinion at least, is sit back and wait. Wait and see if Render's price is capable of breaking this resistance zone or not. Because if it does, again, we're looking good. If it doesn't, we're looking bad, and there's really nothing that we can do. There's really nothing that we can say. We're just kind of at the mercy of this market, and we just got to see what happens. And so guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade some cryptos, you can use that Marx link down below, and I will also let you know I post a ton more content every single day over on my second channel, which is also linked down there. So if you do enjoy these quick, straight to the point videos, make sure you do let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.